Happy Thursday, Honorable Beatrice.
Thank you. Happy Thursday too.
Welcome to Kenya's biggest conversation. This is the Situation Room. What you're occupying is the hot seat. Now you're not the chair. Here you are the other. You're a member, but Karibu member.
Very well, thank you.
The Cooperative Tribunal, we've been discussing tribunals. We've actually hosted a number of tribunal chairpersons and members. We had the Sports Tribunal, right?
Yes, we did.
We had the Energy Tribunal.
We did.
We're forgetting which another tribunal.
There were two others.
We've had a Political Parties Dispute Tribunal and others. So, and we understand that all these tribunals are basically established with various statutes, but they are doing similar. They have a similar mandate. What is the Cooperative Tribunal? Who establishes you and who appoints you?
Thank you, Eric. The Cooperative Tribunal is a statutory body formed under the Cooperative Societies Act, CAP 490. The Cooperative Tribunal deals with issues in regard to cooperative societies. We are 7 members, where the chairperson and the deputy are nominated by the Judicial Service Commission, and then thereafter appointed by the minister, the line minister. In this case is a cabinet secretary for agriculture, livestock, fisheries, and cooperatives. So after appointment,
repeat that again. Livestock, fish. Yes, it's called livestock.
Agriculture. Livestock,
Livestock,
fisheries, cooperatives.
Okay, thank you. Please go on.
Unaweza ongeza ndengu hapo ndani.
Yes, the appointment is via gazette notice, and then once you're appointed, you're sworn in so that you can deliver justice in truth and in honesty. Then the other 5 members, we have a nominee of the Law Society of Kenya, who is also appointed by the minister. Then there is an advocate, who is also appointed by the minister directly to represent the interests of the ministry. Then we have 3 persons with knowledge of cooperative societies. These are nominated by the apex body, which is a Cooperative Alliance of Kenya movement. That makes a total of 7 members.
So the Cooperative Alliance of Kenya brings together the various cooperative societies.
Yes, it is the national body.
Okay.
Yes.
So those members then, this one, the lawyer representing the ministry, why must it be a lawyer representing the ministry?
Well, that's what the Act says. It's a lawyer so that they can also assist in the legal issues. Yes, apart from now implementing the policies of the ministry.
Okay.
Yes.
So when it's established and it's sitting, is it a permanent tribunal or is it a part-time tribunal?
It is a full-time tribunal because the workload is very heavy. Yes.
Who are the customers? So cooperatives. I just start thinking of society. The farmers, cooperatives, coffee farmers have a cooperative, the tea people have a cooperative, the potato people have a cooperative, and then there are more others.
Yes, basically the cooperative societies are drawn from a huge background of people. There is a agricultural sector, financial sector, banking sector, transport sector. That's what basically cooperative societies are referred to as SACCOs. Yes, that is a general name on the streets.
It seems huge in terms of number. Because I can only just imagine then the kind of disputes then that would have to be settled or that would then be brought before the tribunal. So what kinds of things are we looking at? I mean, if we look at transport on its own is humongous in terms of, I don't know how many SACCOs there are in the country. So what kind of disputes then are brought before you?
Thank you. There are about 26,000 registered cooperative societies with about 14 million members. with an asset base of about 1.5 trillion, savings and deposits about 474 billion, and a loan portfolio of over 500 billion. So we are looking at members of the cooperative societies who are in terms of millions. So as much as there are many members, there are not so many disputes, because there's a system of resolving these disputes. By the time they get to the Cooperative Tribunal, they have been unable to resolve these disputes at the ground level. On the ground in the counties, you have the cooperative county officers and the sub-county officers who regulate the cooperative societies in the counties. So before you approach the tribunal, you have tried to go through the county cooperative officers, sub-county cooperative officers, and if they cannot resolve your issues, then that is when you come to the cooperative tribunal for the resolution of the dispute. Yes.
So what kinds of disputes do come to you then? I'm imagining it's not your normal everyday run-of-the-mill, right? Well, I was not able to pay my loan 3 days late, whatever kind of thing. So what kind of disputes are coming to the tribunal?
In every cooperative societies, we have people who save their money. We have people who get loans. We have people who guarantee those loans. Then cooperative societies are managed by a management committee. So the people who bring the disputes to the cooperative tribunal, the disputes are divided into 3 categories. That is between a member and another member, or a deceased member or a past member. That's the first category. Then the second category is between the members and the cooperative management committee. That is their SACCO management committee. Then the third category is between one cooperative society and another cooperative society. So that's generally the 3 kind of parties that approach the cooperative tribunal. In terms of disputes, we have refund cases. For example, if your cooperative society does not give you back your refunds, and by all means you have tried to talk to them, then you file your suit in the cooperative tribunal. Then if you default on your loans, and maybe somebody else guaranteed your loan, and maybe you want to fly out of the country, you guaranteed someone 10 million shillings, and they decide to disappear, so you are entitled to bring the suit to the cooperative tribunal.
Who now? The guarantor?
The cooperative society or the guarantor.
Okay.
But for the guarantor, remember you signed that loan form?
Yeah.
What people normally forget is to put the amount of money that you are guaranteeing the person for. So once somebody brings you a loan form, you just sign your name without indicating the amount of guarantorship, then they will come for you for the 10 million. That one, we tell you, you guaranteed, you signed the form, start paying. But as a guarantor, you can come to the tribunal and stop this person from leaving the country.
Okay.
In that case, then sometimes we take the passport so that the person can come to the tribunal and indicate how they intend to pay the money or why they are leaving, yet they have not satisfied the loan amount. Then we have the category of the management committees. If the management committee does not manage the cooperative society properly, then any person or any member of that cooperative society can bring them to the tribunal. Then now we also deal with appeals. These appeals arise from the surcharges which are issued. Surcharge orders are issued by the cooperative commissioner. Then once the surcharges are issued, if the persons do not show cause, then they are surcharged. A surcharge order is issued. If they wish to appeal against that surcharge order, they should appeal within 30 days. There is also the appeals arising from the orders of a liquidator. That is generally what we deal with as a
On a
cooperative
day,
tribunal.
that's more of what you deal. Now, the issue of a liquidator.
Yes.
I'm imagining that this SACCO has been mismanaged to the extent that even the members' deposits are actually at risk. Then and it owes people.
Yes.
And the SACCO itself now is put under liquidation.
Yes.
So who comes to the tribunal?
The members of the cooperative society,
What do they want?
for their money, what they have invested in this cooperative society. If the liquidator is also mismanaging his office, then the members can approach the tribunal for that.
It's a wide range of things that you deal with.
Yes, very
That
wide.
is just mind-boggling wide. We're talking about 26,000 registered SACCOs. So even now we have boda bodas have been put into SACCOs.
Yes.
So we have many more that are registering.
Yes.
We have the Matatu SACCOs. We have the various trade SACCOs. So, for example, people in Standard Group have a SACCO. People in Amway have a SACCO. People in this industry have a SACCO. Those are very many. And then we still have now those others, like farmers, cooperatives.
Then
Teachers,
it's like, every profession,
Yes.
every ministry, every discipline.
Yes.
Essentially, you're talking about a cross-section of humanity in the country.
Yes. All of them with one thing in common. They're putting their money somewhere.
Yes.
And not all. There's some that, like now, Boda SACCOs and Matatu SACCOs, they don't have to put their money. It's just for a broad management. Do they still fall within the category of SACCO, the broad category of SACCO?
Basically, that's what is called the SACCOs. SACCOs are now under the management of the SACCO Regulatory Authority. That is, it's normal. We normally call it SASRA.
Yeah.
Which there is a legislation on that.
But SACCO, by definition, is savings and credit.
Yes.
Now, if we have been forced as a Matatu industry to have some sort of a management body or a cooperative, but we are not saving into it, we're just registering our vehicles, are we also a SACCO?
Yes, you're a SACCO by definition.
Okay,
Savings and credit cooperatives. As a cooperative society is not necessarily for taking deposits. They also issue loans. For example, if you want to buy a boda and you want to join a certain SACCO, they can give you the funds. Once they give you the funds, you have to operate under that SACCO so that they will ensure that you pay for that boda. Because the boda at the end of the day will be registered under your name and the SACCO's name. So in short, the boda will be the security for the loan. There is also the issue of management. You know, the transport business can also be very hectic. So the government needed a way to regulate this matatus, bodas, so that they can have one umbrella body where their interests are represented. Yes.
The SACCO movement, by all accounts, is one of the most wonderful things that ever happened in this country, in my view. Getting people to understand that they can look into, resolve, and manage their issues by simply pulling their money together. Just the thinking behind all sorts of banking, really. Now, from where you sit, and if you look at the issues that come before you in the form of disputes, if you were to offer judgment, would you say that the SACCO movement in this country is successful?
Yes, it is the backbone of the Kenyan economy. You remember when you were young, our parents were farmers, maybe coffee farmers, tea farmers, and they had that cooperative society. For example, KCC, it is a cooperative society. You deposit your milk, they pay you at the end of the month. You can get a loan from that milk, or you can get feed for your cows, or medicine for your cows. For the farmers, then you can get seedlings. And then at the end of the year, when they're paying out the bonus, then they deduct their loan from that produce. Yes.
So you would say that it is successful.
It is successful.
Anything successful must have problems.
Yes.
Yes, one could argue success is often built on these issues.
Yes.
What are some of the pertinent broad issues that SACCOs face? I ask this because in looking at the problems, you can then clearly see what can possibly be done to eliminate them so that the SACCOs can even become better than they actually are.
There is a mechanism of having the management committee. The management committee is accountable for to the members of the cooperative society because they are elected by these members. They have this Cooperative Societies Act, which regulates all the cooperative societies in the country. And the Commissioner for Cooperative Development is the one who is in charge of controlling and regulating these cooperative societies. If they are mismanaged, as a committee member, you are liable to the members of the cooperative society. Yes.
You know, just like City is saying, so there are those cooperatives that are formed and they are successful
Yes.
because largely of the management.
Yes.
And then because people are seeing this thing is working so well, they want to get in and eat from the cooperative. Common stories that we hear.
Yes.
And then they get to a point where we have now issues of management wrangles, members falling into several factions. They start fighting, they start killing each other. Do you have to wait for someone to come to the tribunal and lodge an issue? Or can you pick it out from somewhere and see there's an issue that's taking place in a certain cooperative? Their leadership wrangles. This cooperative has not maybe held elections in a while. SASRA has come and said, "Oh, this is what we are seeing," and then SASRA can tell you, "Can you intervene in this matter? Can you resolve the dispute that's seems to be bringing this cooperative down?"
Well, if the management is not managing the cooperative society properly, then there is a process that is carried out by the Commissioner for Cooperative Development. We start from the inquiry. Any person can approach the Commissioner for purposes of filing or lodging a complaint. Once they perform the inquiry, then there is the inquiry report, which is presented to the AGM of the said cooperative society.
If it happens.
If it happens.
Yeah.
No, normally it happens because if you have lodged a complaint, then there has to be an inquiry.
Okay.
That is the work of the
No,
commissioner.
I'm saying if an AGM takes place.
No, they normally happen.
Okay.
And if there is no AGM, still you can bring them to the tribunal for purposes of enforcing the cooperative society to hold the AGM because that's a way of mismanagement.
Okay. I'm actually now looking at it from that point, from the regulator side. We have got the Commission of Cooperatives, we've got the SASRA and the others. The cooperatives should be filing some returns just to show that they are, should show their corporate governance, to show the health of the cooperative and the membership and all. If there are wrangles, then some of the first red flag would be they're not filing the returns on time, or there are multiple returns being filed by different factions or something. Then this would force the regulator at some point then to take action. Can the regulator come to you as the tribunal and say, we notice that there's an issue here and we'd like you to participate in resolving?
Okay, SASRA can also file its cases before the tribunal, but this is in form of the orders that they make. It will be an appeal against the order of the SASRA against the order of the commissioner, because the commissioner has the mandate to manage and run all the cooperative societies that are registered. Now, when the commissioner issues such orders, or if you're aggrieved by any decision of the commissioner, then that is when you come to the tribunal, or you go to the High Court for fair administrative action for purposes. I mean, if you feel you were not heard or the procedure was not proper before the commissioner, then you go to the High Court and file a suit under Fair Administrative Actions Act. But for the Cooperative Tribunal, we deal with the appeals from the orders of the commissioner, also from the orders of the SASRA management, so that with every investment, you need a fast resolution of disputes.
Okay.
Yes.
Time for a break. It's 7:30. This is Kenya's biggest conversation, the Situation Room on SpiceFM and live streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and our website, www.spicefm.co.ke. The Honorable Beatrice Kimemia is the chair of the Cooperative Tribunal. She's here with us today, being Justice Thursday, to talk to us about the mandate of this tribunal for people to access justice, what it is that they do, and how also you can lodge a complaint if you have an issue with your own cooperative society. Our team is in Kericho, right?
Yes.
And they're doing some engagement with the people. And they're telling them about elections bila noma.
Right.
Kericho is one of those counties that have been red flagged by the National Cohesion and Integration Commission as one of the counties that could be a hotspot for violence. And the reason why they are now going to engage is just to make sure that we're telling people, you know what, let's maintain peace. As we go into this election, it's all about elections, bila noma, penda jirani, and all.
No matter what.
No matter what. Elections will come, elections will go, we will remain where we were. Bei ya mafuta itakuwa imepanda.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.
Kenya's biggest conversation continues with our guest, the Honorable Beatrice Kimemia, the chairperson of the Cooperative Tribunal. Established by law, it's a 7-member tribunal that looks at all disputes emanating from the cooperative movement in the country. Where is your office? And do you have branches across the country?
Our office, where the Nairobi Principal Registry is at Reinsurance Plaza, 11th and 12th floor. That's where the main principal registry is. But we have regional registries in eight regional areas. That is the old provincial headquarters. We have Nyeri, Embu, Meru, Kisumu, Kakamega, Mombasa, Nakuru, and Eldoret. Nairobi is the principal registry. So all filing is online by the e-filing portal. When all these matters are filed in the regional registries, we go to the 8 regional registries in circuits to deal with the matters on the ground. There is one cooperative tribunal in light of the 130 courts in the country. So the Cooperative Tribunal deals with all the cases in the nation. There is no pecuniary limitation and there is no geographical limitation.
What's your caseload like? How many issues are lodged in the registry in a month on average?
For example, this year we have registered 450 cases. But in total, all the pending cases are about 3,500. We have tried very much to clear the backlog over the years.
3,500 pending cases.
Pending cases.
What's the oldest one? I mean, how old is the oldest one?
We've been having an initiative of clearing the case backlog. Over the years, we do this by doing the service weeks. Service weeks is when we do the RRI. And start from the oldest matters, pull out all the old pending matters, and either dismiss them or hear them expeditiously. So the oldest matter currently is 2018. Yes.
It's about 4 years.
Yes.
Those are very many for just one tribunal to deal with. What is the strategy for addressing them? So yes, you've been working. You have the RRIs, which happen on a week, right? It's 1 week a year.
No,
It's 1 week a quarter.
we do it. We do it once per quarter.
1 week a quarter, where you have these RRI and you
Yes.
speeding up the cases.
Yes.
But what's the strategy for clearing the backlog and for swift administration of justice?
Basically, we are yet to form 2 benches. Currently, as we are only 6 members. There is 1 member who has not been reappointed. The quorum is 3. The bench can be presided either by the chairperson or the deputy chairperson, and the other 2 are the members from on the bench. So we are increasing the number of times that we sit, because this is a full-time tribunal, and the rate of clearance is actually quite high. The Cooperative Tribunal was recognized in the State of Judiciary Annual Report in the 2019-2020 as the best tribunal in the country. We have cleared a lot of backlog and still aiming to clear what is remaining until we get to the currently filed cases.
Does the tribunal participate? Are they involved in? Do they have a hand in educating these SACCOs so that disputes can be avoided? Because when dealing with disputes, yes, it means things have gotten to a head and now somebody has to resolve it. But are there mechanisms that SACCOs are taken through so that they in turn can take their members through, so that all these things that eventually end up in your courts are avoided?
Yes, first of all, we recognize that cooperative society members are members from the same community, same profession, so they have something that's knitting them together. We don't want to break that bond. We encourage all the members who have disputes to have them negotiated or discussed. In fact, when a case comes before the tribunal, the first question we ask is, have you negotiated? Have you tried to settle this claim? And if the answer is no, we tell them, before we give you a hearing date, let us have you go sit down, discuss, because at the end of the day, you'll go back to the same community, you'll go back to the same profession. The people who you have the dispute against are the same ones you're going to live with. So we encourage that parties should not get confrontational. We do leaders' meetings. Leaders' meetings is where we sit with the members, the leaders of the cooperative society, so to say the committee members, and we educate them about the cooperative tribunal and how to well manage their cooperative societies, so that at the end of the day they don't find themselves brought to court. For example, if you have your refunds not refunded by your cooperative society, and it goes on to an award being issued, who are we going to arrest? We are going to arrest these committee members because they are personally liable to this member who has not been given back their money. Yes.
Okay. One of the bigger issues that we saw, especially amongst SACCOs last year, was the one big case of SACCO that had then shut down, and then people's money essentially got lost. How does the tribunal then start to deal with cases like that? And then who then would be responsible for bringing it to the tribunal and say, look, we've saved for a certain number of years, said SACCO has shut down, then what happens? Because then after that, we saw some, regulatory requirements that came as a result of this one case, having set the precedence for. How then is that dealt with moving forward by the tribunal?
Once there is liquidity issues in a cooperative society, then the process is to wind down appointment of a liquidator, and then the liquidator is the one who manages the liquidation process. As I said earlier, if the members have a problem with the liquidation process or with the liquidator, that is when they approach the tribunal.
But so if I could just interject, unfortunately, in some of these cases, this process it doesn't quite play out like that. Members show up one day to the office, and of course, this deterioration process has been taking place unbeknownst to members, right? And so you then get wind of the fact that something has gone on. How do you deal with it when the liquidation process was not made known, information was not shared? How then do they get justice?
Basically, it is a duty of a member. If you see your SACCO is not operating in the proper way, report to the Commissioner of Cooperative Development for purposes of taking action. The Cooperative Tribunal comes in when members have a dispute or when there is an issue with the liquidator. The management, day-to-day management is regulated by the Commissioner and SASRA. So the Cooperative Tribunal is basically like a court. We don't descend into the arena of their disputes. We wait for them to approach us. Now, in the 100th anniversary of, that is the Ushirika 100-day anniversary, was presided by President Uhuru, and he indicated that the government has set up an initiative of an insurance fund in case the cooperative society goes down, then the members will not suffer. But basically, the Cooperative Tribunal is there to ease the access to justice. People have invested heavily in their cooperative societies.
Yes.
These are big investments. And at the end of the day, you want a mechanism where your matters are resolved quickly. The turnaround time, we have given ourselves 360 days. That is a much shorter time as compared to the normal regular courts. Then we don't have, we don't rely on technicalities. We don't rely basically on the law of evidence. You can just stand there, send a letter, tell us your cooperative society is not giving you back your money, and we will act on that claim. There is no formality, there is no technicality. It is a friendly, expeditious tribunal.
What technical expertise do you have in the tribunal to assist you with your work, like the backroom technical stuff? If someone just comes and says, you know what, my SACCO, I put in money, I have seen Mr. So-and-so has come in and he's now been made the chairman and he's been eating our money and all of us have been complaining. You know, someone just comes as raw as they are, and that's what you're saying. You want them to come as they are.
Yes.
Then I'd expect that then the tribunal would be able to go back and investigate what we've been told. This is exactly what it means. And this is to establish whether this is the truth. Because when you call in the chairman, Mr. So-and-so, come and give his side of the story. You need to have a balance and see where is the truth. What technical expertise do you have there?
Okay. I have my legal expertise. I'm a magistrate by profession. I'm a chief magistrate. So I have the magistracy background. On this bench, the members, they're advocates. On this bench, they're experts in the cooperative society issues. If somebody has an issue with their cooperative society, of course, as a member, each person has an account. If you're claiming this amount of money, then we call for the accounts and see who is on the right, who is on the wrong. And basically for refunds, what we do, we call for the accounts and then ask if there are any liabilities pegging against that deposit or savings, or if you have guaranteed somebody and the person has not paid up. So normally for example, cases of refunds, it is a question of who owes who what. Once the cooperative society presents its accounts and indicates these are the non-refundable shares and these are the liabilities and these are the people they have guaranteed, then that is how we assess the case.
Okay.
Yes.
So, I mean, you talked about earlier in reference to one case whereby then you say, look, does this person then need to be arrested after we find that this? So, am I right in assuming then that you also take on the prosecutorial arm as the tribunal, or are then external agencies that you then liaise with to get the job done? Because you're saying, should the tribunal find one, then as a result of that, 2, 3, 4 would happen. So then do you work with other agencies as well to settle these cases?
Basically, cooperative tribunal cases are cases of a civil nature.
Yeah.
We execute our own orders. Okay. We are dogs that bite. If you don't pay, we bite. If you don't pay up, then there is civil jail. There is attachment. Your property can be attached. And basically, that's it.
What's the highest amount that the tribunal has awarded, let's say in the last 3 years or 4 years? And what's the lowest that someone has come to claim?
In this past year, we have a value register,
Okay.
where we indicate the total amount of money awarded during that financial year. As of July, we had determined liquidated cases of about 150 million. And the highest case amount in that year was 114 million shillings. The lowest, I think the lowest I've seen is 20,000. And that is only in terms of liquidated amounts. That's amount which you can say this is the amount of money. But there are also other orders which are issued. For example, land, assets. So that is the amount of value that we deal with.
You know, listening to you, one gets the impression, well, I get the impression that the SACCO movement is being well served. The question I asked, you did attempt to answer it, but I think I'm the one who didn't actually ask it well. So I have rejigged it in my mind, and I'm going to ask it again. And with a little background to the question, a lot of problems that one encounters in life have to do with lack of knowledge. Now, the question I was asking is, these processes that we speak of, they can be mirrored by the SACCOs themselves, meaning they have their mechanisms, yes, but mirroring your mechanisms means that by the time something comes to you, there's clarity as to the paths that have been followed as opposed to what they themselves have determined is the right way to follow. So with this as a background, I was asking the question, the efforts that are made to ensure that these SACCOs understand and then put into practice some of these policies, plans, structures, and in so doing also educate their members so that when you avert issues that might ordinarily arise. For instance, somebody has not been able to pay and they are not certain as to what to do. Many people keep quiet and go underground. Just something basic. So before they get to that, some SACCOs have a clear mandate. They look for you, they tell you, they explain to you, you can do this, you can do the other. But then there are others of a more serious nature. Is this information readily available to the SACCOs? And if so, is it also readily available to the members? Because I'm simply trying to say these are mechanisms that can prevent a lot of the backlog that you've been speaking of. Yes.
We sensitize. We try to sensitize the members of cooperative society.
Every morning, without fail.
So, for example, what we do before COVID came, we used to have these LSK shows, and we would have a stand for the Cooperative Tribunal. That's a one-stop shop where you come, you're given information. Then we go out there, we teach the members about the operations. If you have a problem or an issue with your cooperative society, the tribunal is there to resolve your disputes. Then we have the online portals for the Cooperative Tribunal. The Cooperative Tribunal is under the judiciary. So in this online portal, then if you have any questions, you can send an email to the Cooperative Tribunal or you can call the Cooperative Tribunal and you will be advised on how to go about it.
What's the procedure for filing an issue with the Cooperative Tribunal?
You can file through a statement of claim. You as a person come and say, I'm a member of this cooperative society, I've saved this much amount of money, I want an order for the cooperative society to give it back to me. You can write a letter, provided the said letter shows that you have a course of action, then we are going to pick it from there.
So when I write, where do I take it?
To our registry. Our registry is a Tree Insurance Plaza for those who are not able to access internet. But once you bring it to the Cooperative Tribunal at the registry, 11th floor, Reinsurance Plaza, then the court assistants key it in and open an e-file. If you're able to access the internet, then you file through the e-filing portal. Yes.
When someone comes, let's say someone has walked to Reinsurance Plaza, they have a dispute with their SACCO, they want their money out, and they've gone through the preliminaries, and they're just dissatisfied. They come and they find officers of the tribunal. They file. Are they given an OB number? What are they given to go home with? Nikona OB. So, I filed this case.
Once you file your case, you're given a case number. It's called a Cooperative Tribunal case. That is a CTC. If it is an appeal, it's a Cooperative Tribunal appeal case number. That is how we go about it. If you file it online, you're given an e-filing number. That is like ECTC 1 of 2022. Yes.
Okay. How are people around the country then served? If you're not resident in Nairobi, then people in different counties who obviously are members of cooperatives, whatever sector you're looking at, probably more than Nairobi, how are they served?
We realize that the cooperative movement is in every town, every village. So I had mentioned earlier that we do circuit sessions. These are sittings which are gazetted in the Kenya Gazette. We give the diary or the calendar of the sittings in every town. That is the 8 former provincial headquarters. And in each of those regions, we have a sub-registry where there is a member of staff allocated to deal with cooperative tribunal cases. So, for example, if you're in Kisumu, there is a date when the cooperative tribunal goes to Kisumu. That is 1 week per month. For example, in October, we will be in Kisumu, and those dates are made known to the members of public through a gazette notice. So the members go down to deliver justice to the people of Kisumu. Hearings are either done online or physically. To be able to attend to those who are not able to access the internet, we do physical hearings. And also noting some of the cases may be very complex. People want to have their day in court. We don't lock them out. We do physical hearings. If the cases are of such a nature that we can do it virtually, then we do it virtually. For example, if you have a case in Nairobi and you feel you need to have it dispensed with in a very fast manner, because maybe of its complexity or the amount of money that it involves, if it is a case in Nairobi and there are no dates in Nairobi, then you can opt to be heard in one of the circuits. So we don't close out any litigants. You can be heard anywhere in those 8 regions during the circuit session.
Are there instances where you've, let's say, gone to Embu after having advertised, published in the Kenya Gazette notice, and the parties don't appear?
Yes.
And what do you attribute that to?
Most of the time, we attribute it to lack of interest in the case. You see, there are some cases where you just file, and once you have filed the case, maybe you resolve it out there, and you don't inform us that you have resolved it. Maybe you pick a date, and then you're not able to attend. Those are some of the instances where the parties don't attend.
But in all cases, every party is aware of their dates.
Yes. They take the dates in court. The dates are issued in the tribunal. Once they are issued, if it is one party who is taking the date, then they issue the notice to the other party. The internet has made it easier. You can serve your notices through email, through WhatsApp. So it would not... it is not... we don't understand why you would take a date, you are served with notice, and you don't attend. In such a case, then if you are the claimant, we dismiss your case. If you are the defendant, then the case will go on undefended.
One question that I have to ask before we end.
Yes.
There is something called the Diplom law in banking. Now, this law came into being. Does it apply to SACCOs?
Cooperative societies are regulated by the interest rates that are issued by the cooperatives itself. And these are the members who determine what policy are we going to have for the interest rates for these members. If you're taking a loan, if it's a development loan, then this is the amount of interest that you're going to pay. If it is a simple emergency loan, this is the amount of money, interest that you're going to pay. And all this regulated by SASRA. Yes.
Thank you.
Beatrice, we thank you very much for joining us today. You've shed light on a lot of the things that the Cooperative Tribunal does, and I'm sure very many people who are listening this morning are members of one SACCO or the other, or one cooperative or another, and they've gained a lot of insights into it. Asante.
Thank you very much. In case you have any issues and you need to be attended to by the Cooperative Tribunal, we have a telephone number for customer service. That is 0798 500 66. You can also send an email for inquiries and to check on the notices on the email address cooptribunal.customercare@gmail.com. If you wish to take a date, then we have the email cooptribunal.dates@gmail.com. Thank you for having me. I hope that the members of public are now aware that there is a cooperative tribunal which deals with disputes in regard to cooperative societies.
Thank you.